Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the Horrific Chicks podcast.
Hey, welcome
Hello, ladies.
back.
What's up?
Yay.
We've been gone for a few months, but we're back with a brand new season, brand new episodes. And we are reviewing season 5 of Only Murders in the Building, which started today. So we are recapping the first episode. All right, we're gonna get right into it. I feel like they packed a lot of stuff into the first episode.
Yeah, it was good.
So, and they're only like 30 minutes. So
Yeah. I
let's
missed the
let
show. I
I
missed it.
know, I know. I love it so much.
So fun.
Let's get into it. So it's a season 5, episode 1, titled Nail in the Coffin. All right. A little bit of a recap, very like 30-second recap of
Yeah.
last season. At the end of last season, um, Oliver got married and there was a wedding at the Arconia. And at the end of the episode, we find Lester, the beloved doorman of the Arconia, dead in the fountain. That was the end of last season. So, of
Poor
course, in this season, it's the murder mystery of who done it, who killed, possibly killed
Yeah.
Lester. All right. There was some kind of talk about him not being murdered. I think the cops had ruled it an accidental death. But when the crew is on the case, there's always something to find, right?
That's right.
So we're at the Arconia, and right now we have Mabel and Oliver and
Charles.
and Charles discussing what happened. And in Oliver's apartment, he's eating like day old uh, shrimp cocktail, and
From his
they
wedding.
find a severed finger in the shrimp cocktail.
Oh my goodness.
This is how the episode starts, and we get right into it from there. So we also meet a lot of new characters in this
Mhm.
episode. So this show is very, very popular with adding or introducing characters. And there's always a lot of like well-known people that most people know if you watch a lot of TV and movies, right? So we introduced a few this episode already in the beginning. So right from the jump, we already have a few. Lester is lying in state in the Arconia lobby. So there's a viewing there and a wake sort of thing there. The mayor is there speaking. Why? Played by Keegan Michael Key. And so it's gonna be funny because he's there because I think he's really funny. And so
Yeah.
I don't know what his kind of objective is to be
He
there.
done it. No, I'm joking.
I don't know. Listen, what we know from all the past seasons is that we never really know who did it. Like
Yeah.
somebody that you may think did it really didn't.
Yes.
So, episode 1, maybe we
Yeah.
can we can kind of brainstorm at the end of this and see if we have any suspects. But you never know. We'll add whoever we think belongs on that list. But so what do you think? What do you think the mayor's motive is for attending this wake? I mean, I don't think he really knows Lester, so I don't know
Well,
what's going
yeah,
on
I
there.
mean, from the jump, when he does like a little speech at the wake, it's obviously a political thing. Like he's trying to get votes and trying to, remind everyone, remember, the election is coming up and things like that. He even sees Charles at the wake and he recognizes him. And Charles is like, "Oh, you a Brazos fan?" He was like, "What?" No, it's like, "I love the podcast. I'm a fan." It's like, "Maybe you can put me on your podcast." And, it's trying to get like publicity for his campaign or for the election. So that's all that is being shown to us. So, but who
Yeah,
knows? It might
I
he might
think
have
it's
another agenda, but
I
that's all we know
agree.
for now.
I agree. I think it's political. And there's something, obviously it's the first episode, so that sorry, the Raj is on top of me. There's something like fishy about it because it feels like whenever it's things are mob related, there's always like political stuff around
Oh,
mobs.
that's true.
That yeah,
Like mobs
that's
always
yes.
seem to have control of political stuff.
I didn't think about that.
I feel like wherever this is going, eventually we're going to get to a place where I think that reveals itself.
Yeah.
Not positive, but I feel like that's the case.
That is a very good observation because I didn't put that together, and you're right. Maybe he's being blackmailed or bribed in some way,
Yeah.
That's
and it has something to do with the building and with Lester. So that's why
that's
he's there.
very
Hmm.
much possible. I also didn't think about that connection. I
Yeah.
guess while we're talking about the mob here, we should also discuss a little bit about at the end of the last episode of the last
Yes.
season four that they did introduce a new character, Sophia Cacciamilio, played by Tia Leone, and she wanted to hire the crew to help her find her husband,
Right.
and that was at the end of the episode, and that was at the end of the episode, and then in this episode she's also back and by once they found that severed finger in the cocktail, they Oliver kind of sort of deduced that this is a mob thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he was freaking out because apparently he owes $400 to the mob or something.
He was like, "So this is my story." And he's like, "Yeah." They're like, "How much did you take from them?" He's like, 400. And you're just waiting for him to say
So,
1,000 or something. Like
400,000.
400.
and yeah, so apparently her husband's missing, and she wanted their help to find him. So we'll discuss a little bit more
And they
later, but
dismissed her. They dismissed her.
oh yeah, they said they
'Cause-
do not they're not doing that anymore, and that was it. And
And they only do things that happen in the
in
building.
the Arconia, right?
So,
Yeah.
So it just wasn't didn't fit with their criteria. So they declined her offer. But she's back, and they figured out that this it may be something going on. There was a photo that Oliver had that showed Lester in the back with Sophia's husband Nicky,
yeah.
and he was handing him an envelope.
Yeah,
We can
totally
Yes,
only
very
suspicious.
assume that it has money in it,
yes,
but
very suspiciously.
it was very suspicious, and that's how they decided. Well, now they have to kind of include Sophia in this. What's going on? And now they're going to Staten Island. So,
Where all the mob lives. Um,
apparently, all the mob lives in
Yeah, I've
Staten
watched
Island.
Mob Wives. I've seen Mob Wives. They're all on Staten Island.
So, oh my God. So I actually love how in all the seasons how they really showcase different parts of New York.
Yeah.
And so this episode specifically, they show them on the Staten Island ferry, riding into Staten Island. So I always like that, and you can see the cool backdrop while they're on the ferry. So I really enjoyed watching that, and some
yeah.
funny kind of takes takeaways that I got from that whole thing is that it's funny how we're in New York. It's kind of like a joke that people say, which I mean, obviously Staten Island is part of New York, but it's kind of a joke that New
Not
Yorkers,
really. Not
no New
really.
Is
Yorkers go to Staten
it?
Island, right? So it's kind of funny. I thought that was kind of funny that they said, "Well, we're going to Staten Island." Like it made it seem like they never been to Staten Island,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
right?
not.
But I just thought that was kind of funny, and if that was the motive for saying that the way they did, that was very clever.
Yeah.
I just wanted
It
to
probably was
Yeah.
point that out.
because if
I
you
mean,
know, you
that's
know.
that's what
Well, they also made like a couple of jokes about Staten Island very briefly, but I'm not too harsh. Not too harsh, our Staten Island friends here.
it was kind of
Yes,
funny.
if any of you from Staten Island, we love y'all. Keep watching our
Wu-Tang.
videos. The Wu-Tang.
Wu Tang forever.
Yeah, we love Wu-Tang.
Um, and so another character that they did introduce was Lester's wife,
Yes.
Lorraine, played by the fabulous Diane Wiest, and she was very good in the as that character. Um, you can tell that she was a very loving wife, very attentive to her husband's duties. Like she knows how he likes to dress, how he likes to present himself, how he,
Yeah.
to fit in, and he includes the Arconia tenants as his family. So she's very in tune with kind of his life and how he works and how he does things. And she was there kind of at that memorial in the lobby, and she interacted with Oliver and Mabel. And another funny point on that in that scene there was Charles trying to find out if Lester was missing a finger.
Right.
What do
He
you
Yeah.
guys
gets
think about
Oh,
that scenario? Because I thought that was hilarious.
that was hilarious because like, he's trying so hard and at some point he gives the camera this look like he's got a grip of something, but it doesn't feel like a finger. And he was just like, whoa. Eventually, like, the funeral goers catch him because like the what's that neighbor's name? I forget, but she screamed. She was like, what the hell are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's exactly what she
what she
said.
said.
Yeah. Um, but that was hilarious. I love the
Yeah, that
scene.
was really funny, and it's oh, I liked also when they first got there when they were decided like we have to find out if this is Lester's finger. Like, did anyone notice if he was missing a finger? Like, we have to find out. And when they see the casket, he's like, he's not doing the dead man's pose.
Arm
Yeah,
crossed.
yeah, yeah.
Like his hands were down and the casket, the bottom half was closed, so he couldn't see his hand. So he had to like kind of figure out how to dig kind of in there to try and find out. He made this whole scene like he was mourning and crying and throwing himself on the casket while he's trying to fit his hands in there, and it
And
was
then
just.
he comes out with his watch. So now it looks like he was trying to steal from the dead.
And then later on, when they go back to their room, their apartment, and are discussing it, um, I think Mabel's the one that asked him, did was he missing a finger? And then he said no. All 11 were there. He's like 11. He's like, well,
Yeah,
He's like, don't
I
ask.
yeah,
I got
He said it's either 8 or 11.
8 or 11. That's what he said. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Um, so we're in Staten Island now,
yeah,
and they go to Sophia's house, and it happens to be the house that was in The Godfather.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah, classic.
and they're there, and someone opens the door and has them come in. This tall guy and walking in. It's kind of very ominous when they're walking in,
yeah.
and they're at the sitting or standing by the table, and a few other guys come out, and they look really menacing, and they're telling them like a mob story, and you're thinking, oh, this is all about them, like something that happened to them or something that they did.
Right.
And Mabel, Charles, and Oliver are kind of standing there like, what's going on?
And the first guy does say these are all my brothers.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was like, oh boy, this is like a mob family. That's the impression that they're giving.
Right. Yeah, they're kind of freaking out, thinking what's going on. And then they start kind of going into song.
Yeah. Well,
And
first they point a gun at them.
well, yeah, they point the gun at them
Yeah.
while they're telling this story. And then they go into song, and then they kind of laugh, and their personalities change. And then they start saying how they're talking about starting their own podcast discussing mob stories, like different mob stories
From the
from
Yeah.
70s.
the times in the
Yeah.
past.
Right. And the song was their theme.
And that was their theme, and they wanted to they were happy that they were there. They wanted to talk to them because they're seasoned podcasters, and they wanted to kind of work with them to create their own podcast. So now they're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And a little bit after that, Sophia comes in and starts chatting with them, and talking about Nikki, about her husband,
Right.
and as many details as she can relay about where he was, why he's missing, things like that.
Right.
Um,
And pretty much we find out that it's kind of all a front. Like
yes,
they're not like mob related. They're not like it's like something they put on or he put
it's
on.
like a show, kind
Yeah.
of.
They're
It's
like
Nikki.
they end up being like these nerdy kids,
Yeah,
basically.
they don't come off as once that whole
It,
facade fades. It's they're totally different than their mob persona, whatever they were trying to
Yeah,
portray in the beginning.
Yeah.
And Sophia even says that Nikki is or was a failed mobster.
right.
Yeah.
He was trying to do kind of the mob thing and kind of be tough, I guess, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. But we did find out that the connection with Lester and Nikki, and apparently there was a dry cleaner in the Arconia that Nikki owned, like the
Right.
family
The
owned.
family owned it.
So
Yeah.
that's why he was there. Specifically, why he
Or
was
so
give.
we think. That's why he was there.
Well, yeah, well, that's why that's a good reason for him to be there, I should
Right.
say. Um, Specifically
Right.
though, why was he giving Lester an envelope? We don't know. Sophia did mention something about maybe there was receipts in there for, I guess, for the business to give him, but why
Which
would they give it to him? I don't
which
know.
could make sense if the
It
business was there.
possibly, but I
But
just
who
don't
knows?
I don't understand that
Yeah.
if that is the case, if that was the truth, I don't know why they would give it to the doorman, but you know. Any ideas of what he might have given Lester and why?
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but we do see later on an envelope that Mabel and Charles find that has a bunch of money in it, and this and the place that they find it, they say, "Oh, Lester was here because this is the envelope that Nikki gave him, and it was full of money." So, I don't know, maybe because Lester knew him from the building, from his business, maybe he asked him for a loan,
Mm. I
for
think it could,
something.
yeah. That's a good one. I didn't think about the loan thing, but the loan shark is a big deal with mobs, right? So that
Right.
sounds like it could be a possibility. I don't know. I feel like either that or I mean, I don't want to say it's a bribe because like he's
Mhm.
mob, so why would it matter? But
Another
Oh,
thing that it could be because I mean it's the first episode, right, so of the season. So I'm sure there's probably gonna be other things coming out that we don't know about Lester. So
right.
maybe
yeah,
Lester,
that's what I was
because
thinking.
Lester is an Italian guy from Brooklyn, like he grew born
Yeah.
in Brooklyn and stuff like that. He could be in the mob or connected to the mob, and maybe he's working with the mob for something, and Nikki was trying to get involved in something, and he was giving Lester money
Yeah,
for
like
like
cut off his
it could
profits
be
to
a
give
For
to.
the mob exchange.
yeah, it could be
You know,
something
I
to that
think you're
effect.
right because it feels like to me when we met Lorraine, his wife, I was like, she's dressed really well. And like, I mean, something about
Yeah,
her said to me that, maybe she could also
there's
be
something
like a mob
I can
wife.
see that.
So I feel like that could be a good thought process is that they're obviously they might be
Right.
working
I didn't think
together.
about that while I was watching. It just came to me now. But
Yeah.
the thing about Lorraine, yeah, it does make sense. Like no, you see how she was, the way she was dressed and the way she was acting. It
Right.
could be all a front. It could be that she's probably like, well, this is the life, and Lester, he died being part of the life, and that's how it is, and
Yeah.
but
She did, and I don't know. I mean, to me, her character didn't seem like she was seriously distraught by the death. I mean, it's pretty sad how
yeah,
he
that
died.
too, that
It
too, because it wasn't like
it
a
was so
a help.
tragic. It was so
Right,
tragic.
Right.
right.
So,
That's true.
and like the hat that she was showcasing in the cabinet, one of his hats, she like, explained that there was blood on it. They cleaned the butt, whatever it was. But yeah, I feel like there's some connection there. There's a connection between Lester and the mob.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
Lester! How did Lester, my God. What have
yeah.
you been up to,
I
Lester?
I was thinking the same, like that Lester is not who he seemed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now things are gonna start to unravel and we're really gonna find out that he was doing something something
Yeah.
shady, something, or maybe something he thought was something good for either the Arconia or his family, and it just didn't work out, didn't pan out right, and then he just got
Right.
Right.
caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
As it always does when you're dealing with a
Yeah.
mob.
There's
Yeah.
something I think there is definitely something else going on with him that we didn't know about and that it'll
We're gonna
eventually
find
come
out.
out that we'll
Right.
find out
Like
about.
basically that he's not innocent in all this, right?
Right.
Yes.
There's something
Or
fishy
not as
here.
innocent as we think.
Yeah, yeah. There's something fishy. He's definitely kind of involved in it in some way. And I don't know, we'll see. There's always these I mean this show is it turns from episode to episode and it
Yeah.
kind of goes from back to forth, back to forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you may one day you may think it's someone and the next
I
week
mean,
you don't think it's that
totally,
person.
because at the same time, at the end, you never know because like in a couple of episodes, we'll find out that Lester was really innocent, but now they're leading us to
I
believe that
know.
he's connected.
I
Right.
So
know.
this is why we love the show. The show is great for many reasons, the comedy, but also like, this crime trail and trying to figure out who done
Yeah.
it. They always leave you, guessing.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of twists and turns
Yeah.
every season.
A lot of twists and turns. Very, very clever. The way the dialogue is clever, and just the way they position have people in the scenes positioned.
Yeah.
Like, everything is clever and
And
it's
how they end
specific.
up connecting people and connecting the stories together.
Yeah, yes, and yeah, there's always people connected to others that you wouldn't think.
Right.
Like the mayor, there's
Yeah.
something about that. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
um, we all know we lived in New York. Mayors are corrupt in some way.
yeah,
Just gonna say that.
there's
Uh,
something
I'll
off
leave it
about
out.
him. I get
Yep.
being at a a wake like this for political exposure and
Right.
things, but why Lester? It's not like it was a prominent tenant in the building or
Right.
anything like that. You know, was he the oldest doorman in the world? I don't know. Like it wasn't some. I don't think it was someone
Right.
with that had some kind of um big accomplishment that
Yeah,
someone like the mayor would be at their way.
Yeah.
Although the Arconia is very like a very famous building, so it could be just because of that. But I don't know. And the podcasters making it popular with their shows too. That
Yeah.
could be
Well,
something. But
I like Angie's theory that the mayor being there has something to do with the mob
yeah,
and like
yeah,
political ties,
it's
you
quite
know.
possible.
So I like that theory. I think that has something to do with it. But again, we're gonna see what happens as the season goes on. We should talk about also. So when the gang left the Staten Island, Charles and Sophia were talking, and she gave Charles a deck of cards. Said Nikki every time
Right.
he left the house, he always had a this deck of cards with him. And the day he disappeared, I saw this on our dresser. So maybe this is will help you look for clues or something. So he took it
good.
home and he took out the deck and he was looking at the cards while he had a glass of red wine.
Yeah,
And
he was kind of just feeling sorry for himself.
as he was, yeah, he's kind of going through stuff right now, but he was just there kind of, he's looking through the
Feeling good.
cards. And then he notices that one of the cards has something on it. And while he's looking through the red wine, through the glass, it looks like a map on the back of one of the cards. It's kind of like those what is it, like a spy glass?
Yeah.
It's like red glass. You
Yeah,
had
you
those
usually
probably
have
when you
those
were kids.
glasses or a little magnifier thing.
Yeah. And then you can like it's like a white piece of paper, but you put it over and it has words, and they
It was
have.
also magnetic, which was very strange because while he's like playing with the cards, it was catching like some of the paper clips that are nearby him and stuff and
Oh
moving
yeah,
them
I don't know what
later.
that has to do with it,
I don't
but
know. Yeah.
Well, it opened the doors.
oh well, it was a key, right?
It was the key. It opened the door.
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
It was the magnetic key.
That's true.
So
So
he
they
showed
both so
Mabel
yeah,
doing
he saw Mabel and he was following the map, and it turned out to be a map of like all like the hidden uh not hidden spots, but they're spots that the
blind spots. I think it
blind
was the
spots.
blind
Thank
spots.
you.
Yes.
Yes, blind spots of the cameras in the Arconia. So so they were following this map around and they come to this door. They open the door and there's a closet. And then Mabel sees this handle on one of the shelves and she pulls it and this the shelf moves to the side and there's stairs going downstairs. It's like a basement almost. They go downstairs and there's another door and they have the car that opens the door and it's a casino. What?
A full ass
Like
casino
a full
down there.
casino. It's like it looks like a
It was
total.
like Resorts World.
Yeah.
Oh
It's not like
God.
It's like
Resorts World.
it's like a mob. It looks like an old time like mob hangout, like casino, like underground thing.
Yeah.
Literally underground.
Yeah.
Um, so they're kind of investigating. On the card, there's some numbers. They're trying to figure out what it was. And Mabel deduced and she went to the roulette wheel and she told Charles, tell me the numbers. So she turns the roulette wheel to the numbers and it turns out to be like a lock and a little drawer opens and in the drawer is the envelope with money that apparently Nikki gave to
This is the
Lester.
one.
So they conclude that Lester was here before he died. He came here.
So he was aware.
So another thing
Yeah.
now that we're talking about this, it could be something to do with gambling because
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe Nikki owed Lester money or I don't know.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot going on and again, like there's so many twists and turns. We don't know like the whole story obviously, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like I said in the beginning, a lot was packed into this episode,
Yeah.
and then really quick at the end, while Charles and Mabel were at the casino, Oliver is at the dry cleaner,
Oh yeah.
and he's looking and he
He's
sees
trying to get Lester's hat
hat
cleaned.
cleaned, and he sees kind of the uniform there. He sees, it's like a dry cleaner with the clothes hanging around, and he turned on the machine and
Well, he sees Lester's uniform and he
yeah,
says, I'm gonna get it for
the
him.
uniform, right. So he sees and he's turning around and he's looking, and then you see feet dangling, and then something fall around top of Oliver, and who is it? A dead Nikki.
A dead
And
Nikki.
Nikki.
Bobby
So
Cannavale.
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
played by Bobby Cannavale.
Cannavale, yes. Lots of stars in this first episode alone. So I can only imagine what's going to happen in the coming episodes and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming weeks. But yeah, so definitely I want to like say that was a murder. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know what's happening here. There's two murders now. Like, what's going on? Are they connected at all? We don't know. We have to figure out. We're getting to the end of this. I just want to kind of ask you guys, do you have any ideas of who may have
No.
killed Lester? Like, any thoughts? Even if it's the most obscure thing, for whatever reason, you may think. Um, I think
Maybe
possibly
mhm.
that Sophia has something to do with this.
Okay.
Um, she is worried about Nikki, but I don't know if she's that worried. I don't know. I don't know if it's a legit worry or she's just doing her due diligence and because the husband hasn't been seen, she wants to like act like she's trying to
Yeah,
find
be like
him.
the loving wife, and
So maybe it
or
could
maybe
be her.
maybe
Don't
Lester's
know.
maybe Lester. If we go with the theory that we were talking about Lester possibly being in the mob or related to the mob, maybe Lester's wife,
Yeah,
maybe maybe Lester's wife put a hit out on him, and Bobby did it, and then she made sure that and not Bobby,
Nikki.
Nikki, and then she made sure that Nikki was taken care of too, so there was no trail.
I don't know.
That's a little far-fetched, but who
What do
knows?
yeah, I know. I mean, what do you think, Angie? You have any thoughts? Anything?
Well, I mean, that's a good one. I don't know. I feel like, this show always like leads us astray in every episode. The writing is so wonderful and
Yeah.
unique that there's always a way for them to sort of twist the tail.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
so I don't know. I mean, I like that theory. That's like my best guess for right now as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, I mean, with it, things are still up in the air. Obviously, this is the first episode, so we really don't know. We're just kind of throwing things out. But listen, you never know. It could be someone we haven't even seen yet. So
Yep.
time will tell. And we're recapping every week, guys, so just make sure you're following us and checking out our episodes. We're here. Our episodes of the Heartfelt Chicks podcast are on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel and like our videos. We also have the podcast streaming on several audio platforms, so wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. And we'll be back next week covering another episode. And yeah, I mean, it's already kind of starting out with a bang. So I can't wait to see what develops and what happens next.
Starting out with a hang for Nikki. All right.
All
Take them
right.
out to the cleaners. They literally took
Oh,
them
They
to the
ju-
cleaners. They
stop.
took them out to the cleaners.
Okay.
we're on a
Okay.
roll. We're on a roll.
I think that's what we should do next time. Maybe come back with some puns based on this episode.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right. On that note, we're gonna end this thing. But
Follow us on our socials.
thank you guys, and make sure you also follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok, and Hartford Chicks. And again, we'll be back. We'll be back with another recap. And just follow us. And thanks for being here. We're happy to be back. Looking forward
We're
to
back.
to the next episode.
Yay.
All right, guys. Until next time, peace, love, and horror.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
That's the end.